Hello there. I'm Scotty. You're not. Moment. Alright. Drag me to hell. You know, excuse me. This movie gets worse every time I watch it. It's only like the third or fourth time I've watched it, but I don't know. There's something about this movie that rubs me the wrong way. I have to throw out some positives. It's that I think Justin Long and Alison Lohman give good performances, and there are some good camera shots. There's some decent, funny moments, some weird moments, like with the hand through her mouth. I don't know, but the story doesn't make any sense. So Alison Lohman plays Christine, who works at a bank. An old woman named Miss Ganesh comes in. Sylvia Ganesh comes in. She asks for an extension for the third time on her home. So Christine goes to her boss. Her boss, who is the coach from The Sixth Man, by the way, says, no, we can't do that. She's already had 2 extensions. You can't do that anymore. Because she wants to get a promotion, she tells Ganesh to, no. She says, no, we can't do it. Mrs. Ganesh then gets down on her knees and begs for it. And, it's really just, puts her off. You shame me. No, you were begging on your legs, you're on your knees begging, grabbing my leg. I'm just trying to get you off. And so, because she denied her request, she curses her to go to hell in 3 days. 3 days, 3 days, she'll be dragged to hell because of a cursed button. A button. So now, obviously, she doesn't think it's serious until weird stuff starts to happen. So she goes to talk to Mrs. Ganesh, but wouldn't you know it, she's dead. How did she die? Because we have this fight scene, which is not a bad fight scene. She has like her teeth pop out, or then we back in the next scene, and just all this stuff. I don't know. How did she die? This old woman can fight, a young 30-something woman, or late 20s, early 30s, whatever. It's interesting because I remember when this came out, Justin Long came on the Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson and talked about the movie. They showed a clip, and it actually looked kind of interesting. But it was just the scene when they were talking to the voodoo guy, the shaman, whatever he is. That I still think looks like a fat Johnny Depp with an afro. Just saying. But, yeah. This movie is compiled with jump scares. Like, sometimes there's 2 in the same scene. It's too much. It's too much jump scares. It almost. And watching through these, like Sam Raimi, when he can, he's subtle. Like even in the Evil Dead movies, there's not as many jump scares as these. It feels like he was trying to play it for comedy, like Evil Dead 2. And someone said, no, you gotta have jump scares, you gotta be more scarier. So they threw a bunch of jump scares in, and it just doesn't make any sense. It's just over the top that way. I don't know. So, you know the story. She goes, because I reviewed this before, so it's basically a revisited, but she goes to the show guy. She says sacrifice an animal, so she kills her fucking cat for some reason, even though when you sacrifice an animal, and don't take this as seriousness because I've never actually done it, but you have to make it like an altar. You have to make it like a big spectacle. You can't just go up to a cat with a knife and say, I sacrifice you. You gotta do something. So she kills her cat for no reason, and so then they go to sacrifice a goat, but they put the evil in a goat, but he gets out, kills people. Yeah, sure. And they could make this movie scary if they actually, it just feels like studio interference again. It feels like he wanted to make a comedy, they wanted it to be scary, and they didn't come to an agreement, so they put both in, and they clash. They clash. And there's a scene, the shaman guy, he's like, you have to take this button, puts it in an envelope because it's an envelope. Says you gotta put it in there and you make it a gift. You gotta make it a gift. So she contemplates on who she's gonna give it to, right? Is it gonna be this guy who's dying? Nope, he has a wife. Who can it be? She's gonna give it to this guy that she works with because he's an asshole who was selling the bank secrets to another bank, I guess. But no, he cries like a baby, so he can't give it to her. So she talks to the shaman guy and says, "Hey, do I have to get it? Give it to someone who's alive?" No, you can give it to someone who's passed on. Just make a gift of it. Put it in there. So there you go. But all this, what's she gonna do? How she gonna do it? Is taken away from this scene because they do the bait and switch where they're in the car and all the papers fall on it, and she just pulls out an envelope, thinking it's the right one, not thinking to check it, and you automatically know, well, that's not in there. It's something else. Just an envelope. And yeah, so she goes to Mrs. Ganish's grave. She digs her up. She makes her choke on it, I guess she says. You know, she's dead, so she can't choke anything. And there you go. Given to her. But we get the ending, which you already know I do not like. Because it's I'm watching it 3 or 4 times now, and I've watched people's reviews of it. It still makes no sense to me. And people are trying to explain it. Oh, she had to make a gift of it for it to work. Yeah, but no. It should be who's ever holding the button when time is up gets dragged. So Justin Long's ass should have been dragged to hell. I'm just saying. Sam Raimi has a way of taking his main characters and torturing them. Look at Ash. He's been through hell. He put it even worse if they allowed him to do the original theatrical ending of Army of Darkness. But he worked around that for Ash vs. Evil Dead. Just saying. Yeah. Wouldn't it be something? It wouldn't be more Sam Raimi if she thinks she's defeated it. She thinks she's defeated. Instead of her getting dragged to hell, Justin Long gets dragged to hell. Now she has to live with that. But the biggest problem is she doesn't deserve any of this. All she did was doing her job. That's all she was doing. She was doing her job. That's it. She was doing her job. That's it. She didn't deserve any of this. No. There's no reason she should be going through all this. No, once again, I go back to Evil Dead. Ash didn't deserve all that. But there was a lot more going on than just a curse. He was dealing with stuff. This is overkill almost. Like Ash was a hero. She's just this bank teller. You know, I don't know. This movie really didn't sit that well with me this time watching it. On top of that, there's a lot of disgusting, gross stuff in this film. I don't know. It just didn't sit with me. And I have to say, when it comes, and this is gonna be a quick one because I'm done. I'm done talking. When it comes to Drag Me to Hell, just not worth your time. I've given this movie 2 shots now, and I don't know. Something about this movie just doesn't sit well with me, and even worse this time. So there it is. We got one left. Oz, Great and Powerful. It's the only one left. We'll get on that very soon. But so what are your thoughts on Drag Me to Hell? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.